Back here in the bottom of the first on the Roadrunner Sports Network. Penguins make Stevens work for it in the top half of the inning, but they leave one stranded. Now it's the Beaks' turn. Jordan Hockett going to lead off. Out in center field today is Hockett. Spencer Sullivan out in left. He'll bat second. Then Case Naoni at third. All sophomores here in the first three of the batting order. Jake Dodge, the cleanup man. He's a freshman. Hockett takes that one low and away. It's 1-1.
He's having a great start to the season, batting .316, having a double and 2 RBIs to get things started.
.368 slugging as well. A little bit of a change in his approach this year in the box. Trying to be a little more patient. Fouls that one off to the right. It's 2-2. And Hockett, you might see him move around a little bit this year. Last year he was a little bit of a utility man, could play a couple different positions. Might be one of the mainstays in center field, but wouldn't be surprised if they try to move around here early in the season. Count goes full. It's 3-2.
Yeah, Braden Getch on the bump, really trying to work that outside corner.
Hockett trying to get on base here to start the bottom half of the inning, and he does. And that patience pays off. Braden Getch on the mound for the Penguins. Administers a walk to start his evening. Getch, only 5 innings pitched this year. He's given up a hit and 2 walks. He struck out 7, though. Has yet to give up an earned run. Hockett, a known base stealer, leads off at first. He'll stay there. Sullivan swinging a miss. It's 0-1. Throw back to first. Hockett back in time. One stolen base for Hockett. He has been caught stealing this year. He's 1 for 2. Big lead off first. That one's low. Sullivan lets it go. It's 1-1. Sullivan really came on for the Roadrunners offensively last year. Played a lot more of a designated hitter position, as we stated earlier, but offensively added a little bit of a spark at the end of the year to help push the Roadrunners into that tournament position where they would end up at late in the season getting back the first seed in the South region and eventually winning it with a little help. It's a 2-1 count here on Sullivan. Runner on first. Runner goes, throw to second. No tag even applied. And Hockett has a stolen base. Looked like Hockett actually got off to a little bit of a slow start there.
That throw did have him beat, but it was about 4 feet to the right of the bag, so second baseman not able to apply the tag in time.
So runner in scoring position now on a 3-1 count. Sullivan probably with the green light here if he sees something he likes. And he holds off, but he takes a strike through the bat towards the dugout. He thought that one was a little bit away, but count goes full.
Yeah, Getch trying to force that outside pitch. Wants Sullivan to hit something to the left side. Don't want to give that free base advantage.
Sullivan takes strike 3 there. That one looked like it was in the same spot, so consistency from the umpire, and it turns into strike 3, 1 away here in the bottom of the first.
And those got to be the pitches that you can't really let go. Of course, saw the first one go, thought it was a walk, shake it off, but you can't let it go back to back.
It's Case Naoni now, the third baseman in the batter's box. So, little interesting here for Getch. The batters go right, left here in the top 4, so that could be pretty difficult for starting pitchers to try to adjust to that every other batter. Counts 1-0 here on Naoni. Throw back to second. Hockett back in plenty of time.
Yeah, Naoni batting .313 to start off the season, 500 slugging to get things underway. Had 1 homer earlier on. Now looking to, of course, improve upon it, that homer being against Columbia Basin.
That pitch aside, 2-0. So both pitchers having to work here a little bit. Only 1 away and 13 pitches for Getch here and a runner on second. Roadrunners trying to produce a little offense here today. That one pops get by the catcher. Throw down to third. Hockett decided to go. That one gets over the third baseman. Hockett now heading home, and that throw's not going to be in time. So Hockett, aggressive on the base path, pays off, and he heads home, and he puts a run on the board without a hit even registered for the Roadrunners. So it looks like it'll be a stolen base for third, but then an error.
That'll be on Taylor, the catcher.
Yep. Taylor just airmails it a little bit, and Hockett with his speed has no problem getting home. So right on cue, a little offense here early for the Roadrunners, already matching what they had in Game 2 yesterday.
And it's a bit of a different approach between both pitchers that we're seeing. Of course, Stevens for the Roadrunners, he's deciding to go at the batters a little bit more. Meanwhile, Getch, he's playing a little bit safe, trying to paint those corners, trying to find his way through strikeouts, but really hasn't been paying off as he picks up his second walk.
So good at bat by Naoni, gets on base. And Dodge, the freshman now, cleanup man, going to try to do some damage with only 1 away.
And of course, Jake Dodge, one of the biggest players you're going to see on this field. 6'5", 225. He's a lefty as well, a very threatening hitter to even step into the box, and we'll see what Getch's game plan is. He's able to pick up a first pitch strike.
He's only batting .211 on the year here early, but he's got a .474 slug, and he's already hit a home run. He's got 8 RBI, so Naoni slides back into first. Dodge slides that one out to the left. It's going to just slide foul, and count will go 0-2.
Yeah, fastball towards the inside half of that plate. Dodge just didn't quite look set enough. Got a little bit of late jump on the swing.
0-2 pitch here from Getch. Runner goes. Dodge takes it. It's going to be a ball, and another steal from Naoni. That one off to the right again. So 2 stolen base attempts and 2 errant throws from behind the plate. Put another runner in scoring position. Count goes 1-2.
Yeah, again, Justin Taylor, the catcher for Clark, having a bit of trouble getting those throws off. Of course, 2 throws down to second being right of the bag by about 4 or 5 feet. Then that one throw down to third being over the third baseman's head.
Naoni threatening here. Dodge, a swing and a miss. He strikes out. 2 away here in the bottom half of the first. Much needed if you're Getch. Catch a little break there from a power hitter in Dodge. Ethan Buckley stepping up to the plate now. Buckley getting going to get a lot more time offensively for the Roadrunners. He's batting .444 on the year. Got off to a hot start last year as well. That throw into center field, and Naoni will head to third on an error from Getch. And not getting it back in time, throw home, and Naoni just being smart on the base path, steals home. And so no hit registered for the Roadrunners. 2 walks, 2 runs on just aggressive base running and some poor fielding from the Penguins. It's 2-0 here in the bottom half of the first.
Yeah, we saw that throw get in from center field to the second baseman, Capetillo, and Naoni, being smart around third base, saw that it was taking a little bit of time, being a little bit lackadaisical, getting that ball back in, and he just takes home for himself.
And it wasn't even when it was thrown into center field. The Scheinhardt out there didn't even get it back in time. It didn't have trouble fielding it. I just think it was slow on the throw in, and Naoni with his speed thought he could get there, and he did. And it's Kellen Siegel now, or rather, it's still Ethan Buckley in the box, but
yeah, that's
Kellen Siegel in the on-deck circle, rather.
Yeah, tough to see if you're the coach of the Penguins here. Of course, 2 walks, transitioning into 2 runs.
Pitch is low and away. It's 2-1. Buckley takes one high. It's 3-1. Green light here for Buckley. Roadrunners like to get aggressive in the box. And on cue, he takes that one out to right.
Now batting, Kellen Siegel.
The freshman Kellen Siegel going to lead off for the Roadrunners in the bottom half of the second. Fouls that one off to the right. Kellen Siegel, little brother to Caden Siegel, former pitcher for the Roadrunners when they won the championship just a couple of years ago. Now a starting pitcher for the Portland Pilots up in Portland, Oregon. And that one down the third base line, get a roll, foul. So Siegel will head back. He's got no 2 count. Would have beat that one out, actually, so unfortunate for Siegel.
Yeah, good awareness down the third base line by Caden Hernandez. Now instead of an infield hit, it's an 0-2 count.
(0-2) pitch off the plate. Siegel doing a good job battling back here. Lets those 2 slide, and the count goes 2-2. Might get something favorable here. He does, and he sends that one right up the middle for a base hit. Siegel with the first hit for either team today here in the second.
A nice line drive towards the left center. Got an inside fastball, able to turn on it. And the first hit we've seen today.
Camden Christensen now going to step in, the sophomore. A righty. So the Roadrunners lineup starts right, left, and then it's righties the rest of the way. Runner looks to go. Instead, Siegel changes his mind about halfway and heads back to first. Wouldn't be shocked if Siegel takes off here. 2 stolen bases already for the Roadrunners, and Siegel thought about it again. No throw back to first. Counts 2-0 here on Christensen.
Batting 200 to start the season. He's got 5 walks, tied for the most walks with Case Naoni. So having a good eye.
Poke foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. Two-one pitch on the way. And Christensen just fights that one off. Got inside on him. Pokes it back behind home plate. I think he would have taken that one back if he had another shot.
Yeah, that high and in breaking ball can be a little bit deceiving sometimes when it just kind of hangs up there on the top of the plate. It looks like it's going to drop right down into your barrel.
2-2 count now. Throw back to first. Almost gets away from Williams there. Christensen fouls that one off again. Oh, no, rather they're going to say it's just a passed ball. Christensen swung at it, didn't get a piece of it, but he's out because no one's on. There was somebody on first, but on the passed ball, Siegel will advance, so there's one away. Andrew Dimanu now at the plate.
His third appearance of the season.
He's got that bright blue bat, kind of matches Clark's uniforms.
It really is pretty to look at.
The appeal down the line, they're going to say he didn't go. It counts 1-0. I'm a big fan of the Penguins uniforms, Clark. Those are nice ones. I haven't seen those yet. That one sent out to right. Caught, but Siegel will advance on the and he trips heading to third. Throw to third in time. So Siegel trips on the way to third, and it costs him that time. The Penguins. Foul tips that one. Counts 0-1.
He was batting .333 as a 9-hitter. Got 3 hits on 9 appearances.
Solid start to the year for Ordway. Only 3 freshmen in the starting lineup here in the first game today for the Beaks. Aiden Doherty, one of the missing faces here for the Beaks. He's had a really solid start to the year. Ordway strikes out on 3 pitches. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Not playing in game 1 here today. We'll see if we see him in game 2. Fourth strikeout for Getch, so a little bit finding his groove a little bit more. He's only given up a hit. Both those 2 runs coming off 2 walks and then a couple throwing errors. That one sent to first. Williams in the perfect spot for it. Caught him by surprise, but put the glove to the ball, and there's 2 away.
That's starting to be one of the consistencies we're seeing. If Getch's defense can back him up, does seem to be pretty lethal on the mound.
Sullivan, the lefty, steps into the box, takes one off to the left. Pops that one up behind the backstop. Foul. Counts 1-1 on Sullivan with 2 away, no one on. Good crowd here today in the Bird Cage at Dick McLean Field on a Sunday afternoon. Not much going on, so it'll draw a good crowd, local crowd. That's typically how the Roadrunners roll, a lot of local talent. Sullivan fouls that one off. 2-2.
And seeing Getch get a lot more efficient up on the bump as well. Had a rocky start to that first inning, but now starting to dial it in.
Sullivan a swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Getch. Case Naoni leading off the bottom half of the inning. Walked in his first at-bat. Came around to score. That one, a little wobbler to third, on to first, 1 away. First pitch swinging for Naoni. He's retired.
And we're starting to see both pitchers really lock it in now in these middle innings.
And that's really what we've seen all weekend, with a 2-1 in the first for the Roadrunners and then 1-0 in the second game yesterday. And here we are at 2-1 in the fourth. Jake Dodge struck out his first at-bat. Takes a ball there to start his second appearance of the day. Big swing from Dodge. 1-1.
A nice low and in pitch from Getch can turn some of these swings into more golf-looking swings.
And another swing chasing that one. Dodge. He way off the plate, tried to put it into center. Count goes 1-2. Getch looking for his 6th strikeout. Instead, that's a wobbler, a liner, or more of a floater rather, to third. Hernandez seeing a bit of action. 2 straight.
Now batting, catcher, Ethan Buckley.
So now Ethan Buckley from Cape Town, South Africa, steps into the box. He claims the title is probably the furthest away from home to come play. Counts 0-1, 2 away. Buckley holds up there and takes a ball.
Great take on that breaking pitch. Was right about at the knees, dropped a little bit off at the end, was able to hold off.
Watches a breaking ball there slide in. It's 1-2. So Getch, who struggled in the first, really has found his groove since. He's only given up a hit and 2 walks on the day. Trying to strike out another, and that one's low and away. Good eye by Buckley. Count goes 2-2 with 2 away.
Getch really feeling that breaking ball now. Just tried 3 different spots in a row.
And fouls that one off to the right, out of play.
And switches it up to the fastball, of course, just changing speeds, changing tempos. Caused Buckley to be a little bit late.
So unlike the other sports in the NWAC, actually the Clark Penguins not part of the NWAC South region anymore. They're part of the West. So this is the only time that these teams will see each other this year unless it is in lower. Bottom half of the 5th. Siegel takes a strike to start his at-bat. Getch still on the mound for the Penguins. No activity yet in the bullpen for Clark. 58 pitches for Getch, so about where you want to be. He has 5 strikeouts. Siegel down third base line, going to try to beat out the throw. He doesn't, and there's 1 away.
Hernandez, another quick play from third, has been doing well from the field, and Getch still living with those breaking balls, really forcing the offense to work. Hasn't had a lot of solid hits on those slower pitches, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And a bunt shown here from Christensen. He's 0 for 1. He has a strikeout. That pitch gets away from Taylor. 1-1. Two 2-0 rather. Christensen sends that one to center. Under it is Schleyhart, and there's 2 away.
And again, Braden Getch, after 2 walks in the first that resulted in 2 runs for the Roadrunners. Now, he's really dialed it in, has hardly allowed anything. I believe only 1 hit in those last 4 innings.
A blooper down the center. Demonu unable to beat it out. Cam Ordway get a lead off the bottom half of the 6th in a 2-2 game. Braden Getch still on the mound. He's thrown 65 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. That one gets away for ball 1. Ordway 0 for 1 with the strikeout today. Pitch is low, 2-0. Only an hour and 15, and we're already through 5.5.
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
Nice pitch from Getch on the inside corner. The umpire has been liking that spot on that left side of the plate.
And Ordway, good eye there. That one could have gone either way. It's 3-1. I think Ordway might want to hold off here a little bit, try to get a runner on, try to get some momentum going. Instead, he swings and he sends it into left. He says, I'll show you. And a runner on here to lead off the inning. Cam Ordway.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward contact there from Ordway. Kind of got his hands out early. That one a bit lower down on the bat, but of course just able to put it in the right spot through the shortstop, and the third baseman picks up a nice hit.
Go, George.
Runner goes, and they're going to say actually Hockett was hit there. So Jordan Hockett will be awarded first, and it will not be accredited as a stolen base for Ordway. And Getch now will have a meeting on the mound. It doesn't look like there was anybody in the bullpen throwing, so now there is somebody in the bullpen throwing for the Penguins, a lefty. A number I do not have, so a name I do not have.
Yeah, it looks like the Penguins are going to keep Getch out there, but of course, tough situation. Men on first and second, no outs.
This is what they call buying time. We have a couple meetings. Look at our glove, tie our shoe. Catcher guys stand up and talk for a little bit, show some signs, and ask, oh, nope, a pitching change, we're ready to go. That's what you do when you need it. Runner on first and second, no one away here in the bottom of the sixth. Roadrunners getting to Getch here a little bit. It's Sullivan who can do some damage now. He watches that one go by for a strike. Nice fastball by Getch.
And that's a tough pitch to watch go by. That was a fastball kind of middle away. Sullivan did not want to pull the trigger too early.
Sullivan showing bunt, and a good one that's right in front of Taylor. And Sullivan going to try to beat out the throw and doesn't get it in time. And there is some dismay from the crowd because it did look like Sullivan might have had a step on it, but he'll advance the runners and do his job.
I mean, there's some dismay in this booth, Carson. I don't know if I can agree with that call, but regardless.
It was a close one there. I think Sullivan might have had a step on it, but either way, most of the time you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt there, especially when the umpire's on the other half of the second base. It's a 50-50 call, and it's very rare unless it's obvious that you're going to get that call. So, runner on second and third, and the leading run is Ordway, who's standing on third, and Naoni, who's 0 for 1 today. He has walked, trying to do some more. Watches that one sail in for a strike. Count goes to 1-1.
That off-speed pitch just hanging on the outside part of the zone. Naoni just going to be looking for some grass now in the outfield.
Naoni sends that back to the pitcher, Getch. He's going to throw to first, and he'll get him in time. Ordway wise to head back to third. Getch was sniffing that one out the whole way. So there's 2 away now, and Dodge, the power hitter, heads to the box.
Yeah, saw Naoni just get a little bit jumpy in that at-bat. Still had plenty of pitches left to look at, and said swung early on that curveball right off the cap of his bat and straight back to Getch.
Dodge with an opportunity to take the lead. That one a little bit low. Count goes 1-0. Dodge 0 for 2 on the day and a strikeout.
Got to give props to Getch and the Clark defense for getting into a bit more favorable position here.
Another one on the outside, a bit low. It's 2-0. Time called at the plate. And Dodge is going to be awarded first. I think they're just going to walk him there. I think that was an intentional walk from the Penguins. I think they said there's 2 away. Dodge, too much damage. He's slugging way too high to try to give him even a chance. So I think they like on a 2-0 count to rather just put him at first, and they're going to do that. So bases loaded now with 2 away, and it's Buckley who is in a very similar situation for the past 2 days. Buckley, who had the game winner in the bottom of the 10th of Game 1 yesterday with the bases loaded, gets it, and then now in Game 2 he had the bases loaded as well in the bottom of the 9th and pops out to the first baseman, and now in the bottom of the 6th with the bases loaded, Buckley with a 1-0 count and 2 away. And he watches that one in tight on Buckley. It goes 2-0.
I mean, at least he's getting used to this kind of pressure, seeing the bases loaded.
It's good to get it done early. I mean, these games really don't count for your playoff standing, so it's the more pressure you can apply and the situations you can get into are perfect. And a 3-0 count is exactly what Buckley wants here. He's going to hold off on this one. I doubt he'll take a crack at this, so see what Getch gives him. I'm sure he's not going to give him a meatball down the middle, but... And he does deliver a strike. Buckley kind of gives a look. He's like, that one, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt there. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that fastball a little bit closer to the ankles on Buckley, but...
Yeah. Now a green light for Buckley if he gets something he likes. Swings, sends it off to the right. Out of play, count goes full. And now we are in a similar scenario to yesterday. Buckley, bases loaded, count full, 2 away. Except we're just in the bottom of the 6th.
Be interesting to see what Getch goes with. He has been feeling that breaking ball, but of course leaning on that fastball for more accuracy.
Runners go. Buckley, a little poke off to the second baseman, throw to first, and